Okay, this is the idiot version for the video I made recently because I just want to break it down one more time really quickly, hopefully within under 3 minutes this time, so people can finally understand once and for all what the issue is. So the main issue with this game is the Dark Souls mentality that this issue has, right? That this game has, which is the Dark Souls mentality is the build up to a fight is what is time consuming and the fight itself. It doesn't work in a game like this. People keep talking about let's automate the game, let's make it to where it's a card game, let's stop the arguing for rulings. Look, all this shit you're never going to truly be able to do. There's no way to, like, in the current system, there's no way to fucking eliminate combat mods. There's no way to make it to where every single ruling always is obvious. There's no, because I don't care who the fuck you are, you may think your cards work perfectly every single scenario. Everybody's been in that moment, and it's the most obnoxious thing to hear players consistently flame each other for not knowing how their cards work, past just, poking fun at somebody, because everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are, every single one of you stupid fuckers who's in general, who's in the toxicity chat, every single fucking one of you have been in the position where somebody told you your card worked a certain way, and you said no it didn't, and then you found out you were wrong, and then you were like, oh shit, I never knew that. But whenever the fucking shoe is flipped, you always act like the other person's an idiot, a dumbass, and you sit there and you mock them and make fun of them like it's some high school fucking, like, not high school dropout, like it's some high school fucking bullying bullshit or whatever. It's the most retarded thing in the world, and it's so fucking obnoxious. That being said, stop expecting people to know how everything fucking works, and just be more accepting that if you don't know how everything fucking works, then somebody else does it. It's the stupid League of Legends dumbass mentality where it's like, well, I know how to fucking do this team fight in this way, so this other person should know at this level how to do it that way. Even though that person may know how to do something very unique or something where they can make a special move across the map or something like that, and you have no idea what the fuck it is, and if they looked at you the same way, you'd be like, how come you don't know this? Different people know different things at different times at different levels, okay? There's no... Stop being assholes about it. All right, so anyway, let's get to the point. I guess it's not going to be 3 minutes, but let's get to the point of the actual video. Right, so Dark Souls mentality, what is wrong with this game? Right now, to get to a fight, because that's all people want to do. People really just want to fight. They want to fight. They want to fight. They want to live those moments. Sure, you want social slice of life sometimes. That's fine. But people really just want to be able to fight each other. They want to be able to have convenient fights, fight each other, do the time investment it takes to a fight, and move on, right? And we all understand that fights are going to be like maybe 4 to 6, maybe even 8 hours sometimes, okay? It's not your opponent being bad. It's not you being fucking bad. People don't want to make fucking mistakes and do this and that or whatever, and have all these issues, and then, like, be messing up an entire fight, right? So fights are going to take a little bit longer, because everybody needs time to think. You've been in that position where you need time to think, so respect other people who need time to think. Fuck off with that. So, how do we actually reduce the investment into this game? Well, we remove the Dark Souls mentality. This fucking game works the same way as Dark Souls, okay? Here's the way Dark Souls works. You run into a boss fight. You're unprepared. Let's say you have 100 souls or something. You fucking lose, okay? You die. You lose all 100 souls. Now you gather 200, 300 souls or whatever. Go back to the boss fight. Hope you're strong enough to fight the boss, right? Okay. You fight the boss and you lose your souls again. Now, when you fight the boss and lose your souls again, at step 3, you either lost to the boss because you just weren't skilled enough to dodge moves, you weren't skilled enough to be able to handle what they could do, or you didn't have enough souls to be able to handle them even if your skill was high enough, right? So you fight the boss, you die, you lose your souls again, you gather more souls, and you keep doing rather rinse repeat until you're strong enough to be able to fight the boss, and your execution level and your skill level is able to be at the level where you could actually kill the boss, right? That takes a lot of fucking tries. The game is built around the same mentality. There is, let me say this one more time, alright? I don't give a fuck. If you guys think this doesn't fucking work, then you fucking try it, and I promise to God, you will see this game in a brand new light, and you will see the fucking game be a lot more fun. Half of the reason people get frustrated in fights in general is because not the fight itself is just general. It's frustrating. It's because of what is compounding on that. Because when people are in these fights with other people, they're basically in a Dark Souls fight where it's like, if I lose this fight, I'm losing money, okay? I'm losing money that would help me buy jutsu later. I'm possibly losing my life, which means I'm gonna have to restart all over from Dark Souls, basically, with get all the souls again, try to get all the skills again, to try to figure and learn how to execute said skills, because I'm probably not gonna play the same exact clan or class or non-clan that I died in the exact way back over again. So I have to learn all this new shit again to be able to play the game, to be able to once again come back and challenge a boss. And by the way, it won't even be the same boss, because you'll be fighting a brand new different squad or a new person or whatever who has their own unique build. It's all a shitload of bullshit. And the best thing you can do to fix this is just remove the buildup. You don't have to remove all of it, but that's what the changes need to be aimed at. Not at making the game a fucking card game. That's fucking it's the most infuriating thing in the world. Nobody, if people want to play a card game, they're just gonna play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, if people want to play a card game, they'll go play fucking Pokemon or something. The D&D style of moving your character 3 tiles and all this other stuff, that shit's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not the issue with the game. Get past the mentality. Get past all that stupid shit. The fight isn't what's making people want to not play the game. If you just knew the fight was your biggest time investment, it's not that big a deal. What is making people not want to play the fucking game is the fact that you have to do so much goddamn build-up to get to the fight that it makes the fight not worth it. Like, oh my god, Rick and Morty literally did a perfect fucking clip on this, okay? They actually did. I am not going to show you the scene. Maybe I'll put it below the video or whatever. But they did this fucking, it was the episode last night where, like, part of the thing, this is such a fucking great clip, honestly. You go watch it for yourself. I'll have it in the description below, though. Basically, all it was Street Fighter, Find Your Fight or something weird like that. And what it was you start out in 2 separate locations, and you go through the day or whatever trying to find the guy that you were angry at to try to fight him or whatever. And it's such a hassle to even get to the fight that sometimes you'll even end up fighting. That's what this game is right now, where it's just such a hassle to get to the fight. First, you gotta fucking get your skills in order. You gotta get your PP in order. Then you gotta prog all your skills. Then you gotta figure out what your combinations are. Then you gotta find somebody to actually go with you. And then whenever you find somebody to go with you and you get all that good shit in, then you gotta find the time investment for all that or whatever. And then you have to be willing to die if you get in a bad situation. It's so fucking stupid, okay? Get rid of the Dark Souls mentality. Stop dilly-dallying around it. Just stop dilly-dallying around it and just see what happens when you remove it. I promise to God, the game will be 10 times better. Stop thinking you have to struggle and you want to put that grind on people. I'm sorry that I guess most human beings who play this game can't really fucking understand what their biggest gripe is. Because I'm somebody, like, I actually, like, whenever I have the time to fight, I want to fight. But I sit down to the fight, but the fight isn't what's making me upset. If I knew my biggest investment in time was fight, I don't give a shit. My biggest investment of time is what I have to do outside of building up to the fucking fight. That's where my time went. That's where I get pissed off at, because I put all of this time grinding into building up to the fight, and then I get to the fight, and the fight may be a letdown or something like that, and then I've lost all this grinding and build-up that I put into it. If you compare the time, I'm just going to say, if you compare the time that you put into an actual fight, which may be like 8 hours, compared to the time in which you actually put into before the fight, it's actually disgusting. Because let's just put it in perspective real fast. To get one daily, right? One daily checkup, it will take 1 hour of activity. Now, I don't give a fuck how you're doing that, but it'll take about an hour and 30 minutes of activity. Regardless if you're at your computer, if you're doing some obnoxious, secretive shit or whatever, doesn't matter. You still have to make the conscious effort to fucking go to your computer, click on whatever you're clicking on, get your shit set up, and then do that. And that is an investment that you're doing every single fucking day, never stopping. That time adds up. And that adds up to be more than whatever you put in a fight. To buy your perks, to line everything up, all that shit is a time investment. Alright, so anyway, end of this video now. Sorry it was 8 minutes. Goodbye.